Hello again, everyone, and thanks for joining us on our weekly Watch Party Wednesday. I'm Lee Gordon, coming to you live from Chicago, home of Brunswick Corporation, where we are thrilled to welcome our incredible Freedom owners and members from around the world. And tonight, we are pleased to present Beverly Rosella, the active philanthropist and proud co-owner of Freedom Boat Club Delaware and New Jersey, who will be hosting a Freedom at the Helm special on navigating your local waterways and communities. Bev, thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday, and how are you guys doing?
We're doing greatly. Thanks for having me here today.
No problem. So let's start with a little icebreaker. I know you love music. I know you like to jam out on the water, but you know, we've heard some really interesting, I'll just say, artists and musicians over the time. And as you know, we've got our Taste of Freedom Tunes playlist on Spotify. So what's the song? What's your number one go-to song when you get on the water?
Well, I have to say, when I'm out on the water, I love to listen to reggae. I love that feeling of being in the islands and just getting away from it all. So I guess the genre is reggae. The song is probably, if I had to pick one, I'm going to pick the cliche, One Love by Bob Marley. But certainly it goes well beyond that.
That's a really good one. So I know, you know, many of our leaders at Freedom Boat Club, you come from an incredible business background, completely opposite of what you may think that you're going to own Freedom Boat Club. You've got a nautical background, but you were 20 years helping global biopharma at Merck, bringing down medicines and vaccines for many of the world's most challenging diseases. The last 15 years, the strategy, business transformational pro. If I call you Bev the Transformer, you're going to have to tell us how you've transformed all of that into now one of the great boating markets in Delaware and New Jersey through Freedom Boat Club.
Well, actually, we started here in Delaware, and there had never been a successful boat club model here in Delaware. And when we started talking to marina owners around here, oh, that'll never work here. This is mainly fishing. Nobody wants to go pleasure boating, blah, blah, blah. And we put the boat club in here. It's just taken off. So it's been really fun just making the waterways here way more accessible to all kinds of boaters, both new boaters and seasoned boaters alike.
Did you ever miss the old life, or would you ever go back, or are you just so in love with the marine industry you're here to stay?
I have never looked back once. It's been terrific.
That's what I thought you'd say, especially in 2020, right?
Exactly.
So in addition to being a transformer, I hear you're quite the navigator of your local waterways throughout Delaware and New Jersey. I haven't boated up in that area, and I'm looking very forward to doing so, but especially for your Freedom at the Helm members, can you tell us a little bit about how your Ladies of Freedom are learning to navigate their local waterways?
Yeah, so one thing that is really exciting yet challenging up here is we have a tremendously diverse set of waterways. We have the Atlantic Ocean is right here to our east. We've got the great big Delaware Bay. We've got inland rivers and canals. We've got inland bays. The only water that we don't have here is lakes. So for our new and more timid boaters, that can be a little bit intimidating. So one thing that our ladies have taken to is getting together and just going out on practice sessions together. So, hey, let's go and navigate Massey's Ditch so we know that we're not going to end up on a sandbar. Or if we do end up on a sandbar, what do we do about it? Or how do we get to this place or the other place? And so that's been a really great experience for our ladies. And I think that in the future, we should probably expand those kinds of experiences more broadly to all of our members, because it's been a tremendous learning experience for everybody and a confidence builder.
Absolutely. I mean, you do such a great job of building confidence, of getting people into the industry. And I know we spoke earlier at the beginning of the segment about philanthropy, and I know the Giving Hope Network is something that's very important to you. Can you talk a little bit just about your philanthropy efforts, why it means so much to you, the Giving Hope Network, the auction prize, and just how you tie it all together with these special stories at Freedom Boat Club?
So when we lived in New Jersey, we've always had it on our hearts to give back to our community and to those people that aren't as fortunate as we are. And when we lived in New Jersey, we actually founded Giving Hope Network. That organization has been in play for about 11 years now and has raised several $1 million and helped out hundreds of thousands of people, which is really exciting. But it's all just through volunteerism. We give 100% of all of the profits back to the organizations that we work with. And it really is all a time and materials kind of a setup. Now, when we moved to Delaware, we didn't have that infrastructure to do something similar to that, nor with opening a business, we didn't have the time or energy to put to it either. So we were looking for other ways where we could contribute to our local community. And one of the best ways we found to do that was to participate in the events as attendees, the fundraising events that were being conducted, but then also just adding auction items, which has become a really big thing and people love it. We've contributed 1-month memberships. We've contributed 4-hour captain pontoon cruises, and the organizations love it because they're great fundraisers in their events. The people who purchase the items in the events love it because they get to spend time out on the water. And some of them have loved it so much that they actually join the club afterwards. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. And it's been really fun to be involved in that way.
So there's no question you've got passion for boating, you've got passion for New Jersey, but maybe even more passion for Delaware. And I'm told that even though my kids think that Orlando and Walt Disney is the happiest place in the earth, you disagree with that.
Boy, you must have done some serious investigative reporting to dig up that quote.
We got some good people on the scene for this one.
Okay, so I have been known to say that Walt Disney was wrong and that Lewis, Delaware is the happiest place on earth. But I got to tell you, it's one of the few places where you can experience both sunrise and sunset over the water, with the sun rising over the Atlantic Ocean, which is just a half a mile away, and the sun setting over the Delaware Bay, which is, just here as well, right next to some of our clubs. We have not one, but 2 beautiful lighthouses that we can cruise around. There's an abundance of wildlife, dolphins everywhere. Bald eagles, tons of wildlife, lots of history here. This is the oldest town in the oldest state, so there's a lot of history here, and it's also just full of coastal beauty. And on top of all of that, this area has been dubbed the culinary coast, so there is no shortage of not only good but great food around here. So what more could you ask for?
No, you're making me want to go. Every time we do this, and every week we do this, I just get another state that I need to go check off. And I've gone boating in New York plenty of times, and you're flying past the Statue of Liberty, and there's something about that. But can you talk a little bit about some of the social events that you're looking forward to? And Freedom Boat Club is the #1 social membership on the water, but I know there's a lot of social events in Delaware and New Jersey that you're really looking forward to getting back to doing once we get on the other side of COVID-19.
Yeah, so we did really miss a lot of the events this year, and we're unable to even start them in some of our newer locations. So we're really excited about hopefully being able to get back to that next year. But on the water, we would like to be able to do raft ups and meetups at some of our local dock and dines. We have done some coastal cleanup activities. We've put some teams in to do coastal cleanups and dolphin counts and things like that with our local environmental groups around here. In the absence of water, we've even done some fun events like trivia events at local bars and pubs. And we also did a kangaroo yoga, which was really fun. And yes, it is a thing. You get to do yoga with kangaroos jumping around. But we are really looking forward to both helping to educate our members on the water and also have fun with our members on the water, and also have a forum where they can meet each other and, form their own little communities of either going fishing together or dock and dine together or whatever. So that's what we are looking forward to.
That's great. I know we're also looking forward to traveling a little bit more. We get the ultimate freedom travel pass. And I think I already know the answer to this question because you're already challenging Walt Disney on this. But, what are some of the most amazing places that you can go boating in Delaware and New Jersey?
Well, so my personal favorites here in Delaware are, as I said, cruising around the lighthouses and going and watching dolphins in the bay and in the ocean. And then also just taking a nice leisurely cruise up the Broadkill River, it goes right through a nature preserve, and there's all kinds of shorebirds and bald eagles, and sometimes even the occasional water snake, and just lots of fun things to see, and it's very relaxing. In New Jersey, there's just a ton of inland water. There's a number of restaurants that are great to cruise to, and again, just the differences in the waterways gives us access to all the different activities, whether it's a pontoon picnic or water skiing or tubing or fishing or cruising. I mean, we have it all here. So those are just some of the things that are really, really great to have access to.
Final question, the toughest one maybe. So one word, what does Freedom Boat Club mean to you and why?
So if I had to pick one word, I would have to say fun, right? It's there's so much fun to have on the water. It's so fun to bring people from a place of I've never boated before to I am now a fierce and confident helmsman. It's a lot of fun being around staff and members that are happy all the time. And it's just so many different ways to have fun, and everyone can define that in their own way.
That's great. I mean, there's no doubt that you enjoy fun, Bev. And without further ado, let's take an exclusive Club Freedom look at the spotlight of the waterways through Delaware and New Jersey, as Bev says, the happiest place on earth.
In our Lewis location in the Lewis Canal, that was our first location. Our initial fleet is 4 boats. So we have 2 cobias. We have a cobia center console, which is perfect for going out either in the bay or in the ocean or across to New Jersey. It's also a great fishing boat set up for fishing. We have a cobia dual console. The dual console also has a live well and it's set up for fishing, but it's also a nice cruising boat for those that want to fish for a little bit or just go cruising. We have a Scout Dorado 210. This is a little bit of a easier to navigate boat. People love this boat because it's incredibly responsive. It's great for the bays or rivers. And what we also have as our 4th boat there is a Tritoon. It's a Sweetwater 2286 Tritoon, and it's got 150 horsepower. That boat's phenomenal for going up the river or going through the canal into the back bays and making your way up to Paradise Grill in the Indian River.
Here at our Long Neck location, we have an initial fleet of 4 boats that includes 2 pontoon boats. We also have a Hurricane bow rider. It's a Hurricane 217 bow rider. And then our 4th boat here is a Scout Dorado 210. So the variety is a really important thing that our members love.
My name is Nick Mila. I involved in engineering. Done that for about 25 years. And I'm looking for my next adventure. Bought a house about maybe a mile away. By having a home that close, I can't imagine not having some kind of boat activity. So it was inevitable I was going to go down the boating route because I like to fish, I like to go out. I was about 5 minutes away from buying a boat. I happened to be perusing the net looking for boats, and I ran across Freedom Boat Club. I asked for information, and I didn't expect to get any information that quickly. Bev calls me in about 3 minutes, and I was excited. I said, and she just was really the nicest person to speak to. When I'm in Freedom Boat Club, I don't worry about a thing. The people here are so helpful. I mean, I had already been taken out with 2 captains, and they show you how to do everything from going into slips, knowing how to handle currents, and all these things that I would never get if I was on my own.
My name is Kathy Jackson. This is my husband, Jack Lapidus. I love the water, and when I was a kid, I didn't get out of it, especially in the heat, and water skied and slalom skied and got to drive other people skiing. And I've always been drawn to the water, so I think that probably is the reason why when the Freedom Boat Club opened and advertised, it was like a chance to be on the water without having the worries. Mainly when we get out, we practice skills that we've learned in our training with the Freedom Boat Club. So there's so many ways to practice going in reverse, going forward, docking, just to hanging out in the channel and playing with the wind to see what it can do for you. I mean, we do go fast too. The owners and the dock staff are just wonderful people that help you in every way.
My name is Josh Rosella. I'm one of the owners and the operations lead of Freedom Boat Club Delaware. We get here an hour before we have any reservations, and we clean all the boats. We make sure they have enough fuel to go out. We check the reservation system. We see what time the first person's arriving. We get their boat ready first, and we just go down the line after that. When the first member arrives, we help them to the boat with their things. They get on the boat, we go through a checkout process. It takes just a few minutes. We show them where all the safety gear is, and we send them out on the boat to have a great day. They come back, we help them to the car, and they go about their day. My favorite part about Freedom Boat Club is getting to see our customers and stuff at the docks every day. You know, these people come to the docks and they're about to have a great day. So everyone's in a really good mood, and that's just really nice to see everyone having fun.
I'm Frank. This is my wife Heidi. This is my daughter Francesca, and that's her friend Ellie. We got involved in Freedom Boat Club because our friends started the Freedom Boat Club Delaware. And we love boating, but we don't like the hassle. So this was a perfect solution for us.
I would say in the sharing economy, the Freedom Boat Club is the perfect solution for people who don't want to invest in having a boat. We use the motorboats, so we use them to go out down the river and cruise and see the wildlife, and out onto the bay and the ocean to see more wildlife, including dolphins, and also to go tubing, just to have fun, jump in the water, get cooled off in the summertime.
If you love water, if you love to be outside, if you love boats, then try it out.
Go Freedom Boat Club.
I was about this far away from buying a boat back in the early summers. A neighbor of mine showed me an ad for an open house up here. It was the perfect solution for me. And this experience today was just great. I mean, the weather's beautiful, and then the crabs. We were pulling up 2 and 3 crabs on a line. It was a very good experience today.
I'm Bob Bauer.
And I'm his wife, Chris Lauer.
Well, how we got involved with Freedom Boat Club was we retired down in Delaware, and we were going to buy a boat, and we just got so busy, and lo and behold, I happened to see an ad in the Cape Gazette here, and so we decided to come down and talk to him to see what everything was all about down here, and here we are today, members and enjoying life on the water. And the best part about it is it's effortless boating, because they have the boats ready. I mean, they're just tremendous. They spoil the heck out of you. They come up and get your bags and bring them down to the boat, and then go take them when we come back. And they're just very, very helpful with everything as far as like directions, where to go, how to go. So yeah, I would highly recommend, if a person was doing this and they had a choice, this is the way to go.
Well, Bev, I can't thank you enough for joining us on our weekly Watch Party Wednesday. And members, please join us again next week for our Taste of Freedom Dock and Dine special, starring Dan Hasbrook, proud owner of Freedom Boat Club San Diego. Thanks again for joining us this evening. And remember to tune in every Wednesday at Eastern Time for our Freedom Social Watch Party Wednesday.